and manage to survive, the flight to orbit, uh, it could be, let's just say, annoying at best.
Hmm.
Maybe the flamethrower wasn't a bad idea. I don't know if we just want to try and avoid that for now and come back, or we want to try and see if there's actually, a nest of angry
If
hornets
it,
to kick around now.
if it's just hornets, would you like me to investigate? They wouldn't cause me an issue.
Negative. If there's survivors here, we need to prioritize.
Understood.
Or if there, I should rephrase that. Out of character, I should rephrase that. I'm not assuming anybody's dead. I said we need to find the station personnel and make sure they're okay.
Understood.
So I'm going to direct the team. We need to go down another level.
All right. I am. This is very odd. I'm getting a notification here, and I can't figure out where it's coming from. Very, very strange. Oh, you know what? It's probably good old Facebook. Okay. All right. All right. So my apologies there. All right. So we are moving down to station to sublevel 2. All right. Sublevel 2 is not nearly as far down as it was to get to sublevel 1. It is probably about 8 or 10 meters. Conventional ceiling height's the best way to put it. And again, you reach a landing. The ladder continues down. Gutierrez calls down to below this level. That is the reactor level. And when you look down, you see the ladder goes down about another 10 meters and ends at the floor. The landing you're at obviously reaches out into this second level. Um, and I'm going to just cut to the chase because I'm assuming you're going to actually look in through the entryway.
Oh, absolutely.
seem to seem to be seem to be an obvious assumption.
Mhm.
So about 15, 20 meters ahead of you is the Errant cargo lift. It looks like it travels between this level and the cargo level, and it is stuck about halfway up. You could probably reach it with a jump or a boost. Um, yep. Thank you. It Anyway, but a boost could lift somebody up to it. But obviously, it's stuck halfway. Beyond the cargo lift is a rather odd looking room with it's rectangular, but the corners are rounded, and it's a lot of plexiglass which is frosted up. So as if it's very, very cold on the inside. This level is not hot and humid like the cargo bay level was. So that's what you get from a quick glance with your flashlight.
Okay. Um, uh, Ms. Gutierrez, which level is this, and what's on the other side? Is that a lab?
Yeah, this is the lab level. This is the lab level. If there should be that room over there should have a computer terminal in it. If it has enough power, I should be able to pull some information from it. But this is where whatever work they were doing would have taken place.
Well, these are scientists, so I think we need to check out the lab because if they're not in their rooms, they're not at their workstations, they're going to be at the inside the lab.
Okay.
This is the next obvious spot, so I'd like to check that out.
Yes, and from a science point of view, I should be able to help here and also help to maybe acquire the relevant data that we need to take off station. Quickly sift through what is important or what is not to take with us. Happy to be of assistance, seeing as the company is paying me.
Yeah.
Roger,
Okay.
Doctor. I'll keep that in mind. Jennings, you wanna take point?
Yep. Absolutely. So I'm going to drag you guys over to this map so that Peter's not here, is he? Whoops. hopefully he'll be here shortly. All right, so you guys should see station sublevel 2.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, and let me pull over to this. So Jennings would have taken point, and I'll let you guys drag yourself into whatever spot you want to be in. Gutierrez is going to be somewhere in the back here. Oh, there we go.
All right, here we are.
All right, so oh, I see a cat.
Yep.
Yeah, fortunately mine have been leaving me alone today.
Yeah, they see it as an opportunity. If I'm just sitting still, that they gotta come bother me.
No doubt. Well, we have a few. Fortunately, the two older ones just kind of do their own thing, but we got one that's not even one, and he's a pest, no doubt. So
I think my guy's buried, but that's okay.
yeah, it's fine.
We'll see.
We'll figure it out. So Paul Jennings is moving in slowly. Again, there's very little ambient light here.
Yeah, I'll just what I can do is move in front or to the side of Paul and light it up so that we can see better.
Perfectly. I'm going to just let everybody make an observation roll at this point.
Okay.
And I need to roll for Gutierrez.
Shit. I guess I'm a very nervous security officer.
All right.
Panic.
So
Well, I only have one stress dice, so that's okay.
I mean, it is pretty dark, to be honest. Like, being in this much darkness after a while, it's just like, what the hell?
yeah. All right. So Walker, Francisco Walker, you will need to make your first panic roll.
That's right.
Hot dog. I'm excited.
Awesome.
Ooh, a 7. Wow.
Boy, I am just so. I'm looking into the room, and
I'll tell you what you see, because you did have a success. So
okay. Oh, I did get. That's right. I did I?
you did have a success.
Okay, that's why I'm panicking.
Yeah, that is why you're panicking. So everyone had a success except Wallen, who she can push that roll if she chooses.
No, she's just all excited to finally be on a science level where she can do some stuff and help, and as such, she's not really paying attention.
Absolutely, that's fine. So obviously, this level is not nearly as large as the cargo bay above. And flashing the flashlight around, you can see the passage leading to the north and to the south. There's some security doors on one of the walls near this odd room that's in front of you. It's clear that the room beyond has some amount of power because it is illuminated from inside, white, kind of a white LED lighting, but the glass is all frosted over on the inside, so you can't see what's inside of it. And there is an airlock, not a security door, but an actual airlock on that wall facing you. What's got your attention and is causing you so much trouble, just to the how should I put this? Just to the northern, just to the north of the cargo bay, or the cargo lift, excuse me. There is a massive hole in the deck. Okay, it is irregular and jagged. It is probably a good almost 2 meters across. And it looks as if something has just melted right through the deck to the level below. And as if that weren't bad enough, on the edge of that hole, near the northern hallway, there is a corpse of a man. At least part of a corpse of a man. His torso ends right where the hole begins. And there is absolutely no sign of his lower body or legs.
All right.
Right
Oh,
next
geez.
to him also is what looks like an incinerator unit.
Jesus, this just turned from a survey mission to a rescue mission.
Yep. So I need everyone, well, except Bishop, to receive a point of stress for this rather grisly sight. And then poor Francisco Walker, upon seeing this, he starts to get the jitters a little bit. You can describe what part of you is twitching, if you like.
Sure. Because this flashlight has such a narrow beam, as I'm holding it, my hand begins to rumble a bit, so the directed light starts to shake all over the intended target, making everybody probably a little bit seasick. And my hand drops to my pistol holster, but has trouble grabbing the pistol and removing it.
Perfect. And upon all of you seeing Walker, who is a seasoned company officer, upon all of you seeing him start to shake, you, except for Bishop again, you all gain a point of stress, and actually Walker, you gain one as well.
Okay, so two total stress level increases right now, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm at 3. Yay.
And I gotta put Jennings at 1. Technically, NPCs don't have stress, but I'm holding out that my other 2 players will get here. So
Here's open.
Yep, and then where's Gutierrez? There she is. Let me click her stress up. All right, perfect.
All right, so I assume I can't grab my guy, but I assume I'm by the northern corridor where this damage is, right? So I can see it.
Yes.
Okay, and the damage is about halfway down the corridor, or is it at?
Oh no, it's pretty much. I don't know why my map ping is not working.
Mine's not either.
Yeah, it's here. I'm just going to move Jennings to roughly where it is. It's basically right. Well, not quite right there. All right. Well, it's right in that ballpark. It's not. There you go. Yeah, it's not quite going into the corridor. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So it's right about there. Okay. Yep. All right. Good.
Oh, let me revisit one other thing. One other thing here. Also, one other thing that you notice, and you can't tell where it's coming from. It just seems to be kind of echoing through the level. There is a slow, rhythmic thump, kind of a metallic thump, like something impacting the floor or one of the walls. Somewhere on the level. You have no idea where it's coming from, though.
You're just hearing something, so it's regular, like regular intervals, or is it erratic?
No, it's definitely regular. Could be mechanical, not sure.
Okay, my character is going to move closer to the body and to the hole to investigate it.
Okay, all right.
I'd like to go with him since I can see that he's probably a little bit jumpy, jittery.
Yep.
I don't see my guy.
Where I gotta be buried in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, I don't see you here. I'll just drag another of you over. Where are you, Mr. Walker? There you are.
Yeah, because in Roll20 you activate the level and you have to drag the characters to it, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There we go. Something right there.
Jennings is moving around the south side of the cargo lift. He's kind of peering down that hallway. There's not much for him to see because it's such low light. Gutierrez is probably heading up with you guys. Even though he's more heavily armed, there's more of you than him, which probably makes her feel a little better about the situation.
That's fair.
Okay.
I
I'm going to. I'm sorry. Unless you
no,
got
go
more.
ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
No, I said I'd like to do an observation roll on both the body and the hole to try to ascertain what the hell happened here.
That is perfectly fine. You go right ahead.
Can Wallen do a first aid or observation to try and see what happened to the body? It's sort of a semi-forensics investigation as to how exactly this happened.
Yeah, I would. Uh, I would let you definitely an observation. Being especially that you are a scientist and you've got scientific training, I would say observation would definitely work in this instance. If you wanted to determine, try to determine cause of death, that might be more medical aid, I would say. Wow.
So my Francisco's looking into the hole and looking at the body and
Yeah.
shaking his head. I've never seen anything like this. What could have caused this? Is this an explosion? Was this some kind of chemical, or is this something or someone on the station?
Yeah, you're obviously really not sure.
Mm,
Um, uh, Wallen, you're fairly certain that this individual was doused with a large amount of highly active corrosive. There are no wounds to this individual whatsoever, at least what's left of them, except the fact, of course, they're missing their lower torso and everything below it. But just based on the way the rest of the body is kind of fused and burnt and cauterized, it definitely looks like something acidic to you. And you have a feeling that's the same thing that happened to the floor. So whatever did this to him ate right through the floor as well.
Do you let that known to us, Wallen?
Oh, yeah, I probably should have kept that hidden, but that's okay.
no, that's okay. I narrate for her.
Yes. It looks like acid burns all over the place. Kumiko, what were they busy investigating here? I mean, this would look like an acid tank burst if it did that to the floor. Are you guys working with, high pressure acids to clean up something here, or eating away materials? And I kind of take a stylus and I poke the entrails and show where the acid burns are.
Gutierrez kind of comes over and looks at the corpse and looks through the hole and says, I really don't know what experimentation they were doing here. I don't know. I've never seen anything like this.
Well, whatever it is, whether it's a chemical spill or something else, we need to check out that lab. We need to find if there's any other survivors. Hey, Jennings, can you check the airlock and see if it's still sealed?
And he says, on it, and he moves over. He had come around this way, apparently hadn't really found anything of note, and he comes over to the airlock. He just kind of glances at it. It says the airlock is sealed. Looks like looks like it needs some sort of key code to get in.
The frosting on the windows, do I know if that's the windows being frosted on purpose, or is there something in there frosting them?
You don't know. It's fair to say that it's probably very very it's probably very very cold on the other side.
Very, very cold on the other side. All right.
I hear it and go, are these cryos chambers, or are they just sub-zero to preserve some specimen? Kumiko?
She shakes her head and says, "I don't know." And she starts to. There we go. I had her, then I didn't have her, and she starts to walk over that way. She puts her hand up on the window and immediately yanks it back and goes, "Wow, that is really cold."
Hmm. How about these almost look like cells on the map here where I'm at?
They definitely look like cells. It's a heavy duty security door of some sort. The configuration's a little different from what you're used to. It has other than that, it's sealed, and there does not appear to be a way to open it from here.
Hmm.
What the hell are they doing up here?
Looking at the cell doors, does it look like there might be like a small little slit opening, that like if you were to press a button, you'd be able to like push in a food tray or anything like that?
No.
No?
Yeah.
Hmm. Oh, there goes
Good question. I like that. But yeah.
Any
Um,
terminals here with power?
say again?
Any terminals here with power?
There doesn't seem to be anything with power here except for this room. The airlock itself does have power, and the room itself clearly has power because there's light coming from inside it.
All right, Jennings, I think you and I need to sweep the rest of this floor just to make sure we're not leaving anybody behind.
Hey, Wallen, you moved over there
Yes, slowly.
slowly. Do me a
But I'll
favor and
go
make an
to
observation
that
roll
corner.
for me. Three
Yeah.
successes. Look at that.
Wow.
That's a thing of beauty. Okay, so that rhythmic thumping sound that you heard upon entering the level, where you're standing now, you can hear it more clearly. Um, and it is coming from somewhere down this southern passage, and it is getting closer.
Guys,
Yeah?
have a listen here. Something seems to be moving over here. That thumping sound. It seems to be down here, and I
All
point
right.
into the right direction.
All right,
Jennings, yeah, follow me, Jennings, or
Yeah,
Jennings. I'm
he's
going to move
probably
around
going
this
to
way.
cut right along to the corner here, so that he's around so that he can kind of peer around the corner.
Come up this
Kumiko.
way.
Kumiko comes over to the airlock door. She's not sure she wants to follow whatever you're doing exactly. She is reaching into her vest her suit jacket for her key card. I am going to Jennings, or not Jennings, Walker, what exactly are you doing at this moment? Francisco?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm Walker. So yeah, I would have taken the shortest route. So I would have walked from that
There to
one,
there.
the first cell to here, and I'm probably right behind, and I'm getting ready to shine the light on down the corridor after Jennings gets
Yep.
set up in Overwatch.
So he gets to the corner and he's clearly set up. You know, he's ready to go around the corner, guns blazing if necessary, and he kind of nods over to you.
All right, I flip it on.
All right, you flip it on. So I am going to allow Wallen and Walker and Jennings to all make an observation roll, which is not Jennings' strong suit.
Oh yay! I got a success.
You did get a success.
Mine.
Oh,
Look at that mine.
Yep. All right. So Wallen, go ahead and make your panic roll. Okay, 4. So you're holding it together, which is impressive considering what you're about to see. Coming around the corner is something the likes of which none of you have ever seen. I'm going to make it a lot bigger. It is huge. It looks like it's walking on all fours. It is over 6 foot tall at the shoulder and seems to have this giant horn coming right out of its forehead. Wallen, you have a stunt with your observation roll.
That is probably the best time to have this stunt. How do I get past away this?
Well, the obvious answer probably would be to run back the way you came. I don't know if you could get past this thing because it almost completely fills the hallway. And also, the three of you have never seen this before, so gain a point of stress, please. Meanwhile, I will. Let me cut over to Kumiko Gutierrez for a moment. Meanwhile, she has slid her. She kind of half-ass calls over and says, "What do you guys see over there?" Meanwhile, she scans her card and opens up the airlock. Bishop, you're standing right next to her. Just this huge cloud of white cold mist comes out of this room. And kind of buffets you two. It is, of course, it doesn't bother you. It is extremely cold in that room. I would say with your fine-tuned Android senses, it's probably somewhere around -10 degrees Celsius. So it's well below freezing. It is very, very
All
cold.
right. Yeah.
The room beyond has a computer terminal on the far side with multiple monitors and sets of controls. There are a bunch of crates here. There are, well, let's see. There are 7 crates in this room of various sizes. I can give you the full inventory if you like, but the short answer is there's 7 crates here of various sizes. They are sealed, electronically controlled crates. They have keypads on them.
Gotcha. Okay. Interesting. I wonder if this is food storage.
Gutierrez kind of takes a look at you and goes, "I think food would be stored up in the galley." She she actually enters the room. She's heading towards the computer terminal. And this is a point where I'm going to ask, does anybody need a break or is everybody good?
My bladder could use a short one.
All right. So let's take a quick 5 or 8 minutes and we will come right back.
All right.
All right. Awesome. Wallen, are you there?
Aye, aye.
All right.
Perfect.
Everybody good to go?
Good to go.
All right. Now, I'm going to interrupt the action for just a minute and say that any of you who are not a member of like the Facebook, the Alien RPG by Free League Facebook group and that type of thing, may seriously want to consider joining it. On the other hand, there's a lot of spoilers for different games and scenarios run, so maybe not. But if you don't want those things, but this community is it's not a huge community by any means, but it's absolutely fantastic. I've really been. Oh, that's not good. I'm sorry. Give me one moment. My job's calling me.
Sure.
Be right back.
Where are you at, Irvin?
I'm over in Iowa, Council Bluffs.
Oh, okay. Not too far from me. I'm outside of Chicago,
Oh, nice.
in Crystal Lake, home of Jason Voorhees. So, did you use this system before, or because I heard you say
All
something
right, I'm
about
back.
Pathfinder?
Fortunately, it was a quick.
Oh,
no.
Sorry about that.
No, never mind.
You're good.
We're just chatting.
Oh, good deal. But yeah, it's such a great community of people. It's really a great thing to see people come together doing this type of thing. I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting old and waxing sentimental. I'm not sure. So.
Yeah, I wish you could do Facebook without all the negative stuff. It just that's why I kind of like Reddit. Is
Yeah.
it seems to be a little more compartmentalized. You don't see a lot of the crap.
Yeah, I don't disagree, and even when that stuff is going on Reddit, it's usually on its own subreddits. So if you don't want to be a part of that, you just don't be a part of it. And,
Exactly.
yeah.
Anyway.
So all right. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to have everyone make an initiative roll.
All right.
So I'll roll for.
Okay. So no, actually, higher is better in Alien, right? Or
No, lower is better.
Lower is better. Okay.
Yep. So that's Gutierrez, and then I need Mr. Jennings here.
So wait, do I press initiative card or initiative dice?
Press initiative dice.
Okay.
The initiative card system doesn't seem to work as suggested, is the best way to put it. All right. So that's all done. So we have... that's something I just realized. Roll20 doesn't seem to have a... an initiative
tracker?
list. Yeah, something that I...
Yeah, combat tracker. Yeah, I don't think it does.
Yeah,
No, isn't it over at the top? What do you call it? The toolbar on the top left? It should be like the bottom one. There we go.
Turn order. Hey, there it is.
And
Oh,
then,
there is. Okay, there we go.
And then if you go to each of our tokens and just right click, you should be able to hit add turn.
Hey, look at that. Okay.
If you want your roll to add to the turn order, click on your icon on the map and then roll your initiative, and it will automatically populate it like it did for Wallen.
Oh, cool. Okay, so it does do that. No, and you can't do it manually. You gotta after you've already rolled, right? Because you got a 10.
I think only the GM can do it manually after.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, I will
remember that next time.
So now this is interesting. You rolled a 7 for Wallen, but it's showing an 8 here.
That was my second roll because it didn't have the turn tracker.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, I'll let you have the 7 because you did roll that first, and it's only fair. That's only fair.
And you should be able to modify it. Or actually, I think I can. I can modify my own.
Okay,
There
we
go.
Very good. Very good.
Okay, so I'm
All
gonna just roll again then, and then I'll just keep my 5.
Yep.
How
still did not pop up for me.
Hold on 1 second. Let me try this again. Oh, shoot.
For Bishop, did you get like a yellow or orange? You wanted to set this result roll to the turn tracker error?
Yes.
Right, that is usually if you don't click your icon on the map. So click on your Bishop icon on the map and then have it highlighted or, activated, and then do your roll.
Hey, there it goes.
Oh, mine works too.
All right, good. So if you guys will just modify for your original rolls. And
How do you do that? Hold on.
You should just be able to click the number and change it.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, there we go. Yep. All right, I got it. I'll go to my crappy pen.
All right. All right. So, and then I've got the other two just written down on my end. So, in Alien, low goes first. So low would be Paul Jennings and Bishop both have a 5, and I'll just let them operate at the same time. Normally, I would break it up and have one go before the other. And as far as alien combat is concerned, there is a rule that a lot of people miss. You can actually give your initiative. You can actually swap your initiative score with another friendly PC if you're both in agreement to do so. There's some advantages to doing that if you want to actually do certain actions in a certain order. Most people don't even know they can do that, but it is available. And when a combat round takes about 10 seconds on average, you get a fast action and a slow action, which you've got the journal file breaking that down for you. I'm going to, if you don't mind, Bishop, I'm going to have Paul Jennings go first.
Yep.
Because his is very simple. Looking around the corner and seeing that thing, and he's got a big gun, so I think it's safe to assume what he's going to do. That distance, he's right there, and that guy's at the end there, so we're going to call that is about 20 meters. We're going to call that medium range. So he is going to take an NSG-23 assault rifle shot at this thing. Click attack. Medium range is a -1, but the thing's pretty big, so that's a +1, so we're just going to hit submit. And, wow. Oh, wow.
All kinds of damage.
That's awesome. That's impressive. So the NSG assault rifle does 2 base damage. He has 3 stunts, which we're just going to pour into damage because he's already got a low initiative score. There's different stunts you can do. You guys can look at that in the meantime if you like. But he's just going to pour it into damage. It is armor piercing. And so my guy rolls his armor. Oh, shoot. Ignore that roll. Where did my dice roller go? There it goes. It got buried under Windows. I was like, what the heck? All right. Oh, well, that didn't go well. Okay. Wow, that's amazing. Invariably, I find that I never roll well for bad guys. It just always seems to happen that way.
So in looking at your roll, he got 3 ones. Is a 1 an automatic fail? I forget if that's...
on an armor roll, it doesn't mean anything. All you're rolling for is 6s. Every 6 is a success and mitigates 1 point damage.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so it really didn't do anything. So Paul Jennings turns the corner and just lets loose with a burst of rounds that all seem to connect with this thing and punch right through its shiny carapace. When this happens, Well, you know what happens when this happens. When this happens, a yellowish-green fluid pours and spurts out of the wounds. Ooh. Okay. When this stuff splashes the deck and the walls of the hallway around this creature, it starts to sizzle and melt the metal right where it is. All right. Let's see here. Let me close Mr. Jennings. All right. So Bishop 1.3, you are a 5.
All right. So I just heard Jennings start blasting down a hallway. That obviously means something bad's going on. And I'm right next to a defenseless personnel. So I'm going to stand in front of her and just pull out pull out the cutting torch and just stand at the ready, basically.
Okay. Oh, and I'm sorry, I didn't move her icon when I meant to. She has stepped in the room. She's headed towards the terminal. So, all right. So that is just fine. And then that makes her on a 6. So she is going to move over to the terminal, and then she is going to swipe her key card into the terminal. So moving was her fast, and that's her slow action. And that is that for her. Dr. Jane Wallen, you are a 7.
I will just try and run over and get in there,
Okay.
depending on how far I can go.
All right. I will. This room is pretty big, so assuming you're running around the back of the of the enclosed room, I would say that if you use both your actions to move, you can probably get just inside the airlock, like to right here.
Right, and I'll just, as I'm running, yell, "Kumiko, what's going on here? Kumiko, what is this thing? It's moving."
And that brings up a good point. Thank you. Thank you very much. In combat, speaking is a free action. Okay, as long as you're not trying to sit there and have a whole conversation back and forth,
Yeah.
and then also as long as you're not giving somebody orders. If you're giving somebody orders, that's actually an action. It's a slow action for most people, but it's a fast action if you have. I think the talent's called Field Commander. Okay. Kumiko Gutierrez responds, I don't know what you're talking about. She's very intent on the computer, like she's not even looking up. Francisco Walker, you're a 10.
Okay. The enemy is at long range for me right now, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, it would be yes, it would be long range because you're further back from Jennings, correct?
And a fast action says that I can make a. Where's it at? I see. Okay, I can do a fast action of aim, which gives me a +2.
Correct.
Right, and then I can use a slow action to, because I already had my weapon drawn when I found it, drawn very shakily, but I drew it when we saw the dead body. Right.
That is correct. That is correct.
Right.
So a long range is a -2 penalty. Okay. Aiming is a +2 bonus, so that washes. And this thing is pretty big, so I give you a +1 bonus for that. So looking at your character sheet, down at the weapons at the bottom, you'll attack with the pistol, and you'll put in a +1 mod.
Let's see, bonus. I got it. +1 mod. So I have a 1 bonus already. Do I make that a 2?
No. The character sheet knows.
Okay, so I do that. Let's see. So I attack. And modifiers, do I add another one here since I already
you
had
put
one?
one there. Yep.
Got it. Okay.
Okay. All right. Pretty solid.
Right,
2 successes. So
yes.
Your 1 success hits, and a pistol is 1 damage, I believe.
Yes.
Okay. And then you have 1 other success, which you can do a stunt, which there are a number of range combat stunts.
Yeah, I see that here. Position yourself. Other hand, your opponent falls to the ground or is pushed back. No. The stunt I'm going to do is inflict 1 more point of damage.
Okay, so you're going to do 2 damage.
Yeah.
All right. Service pistol is not armor piercing, so this thing rolls armor, and your round just ricochets right off this thing's carapace.
Shit.
All right. So next we have the thing, the Rhino Morph. It has it of course has a fast and a slow action, so it is going to use both of its actions to move right up on the guy that hurt it.
Ah, shit.
And then I do believe that is the end of the round, so we start back at the beginning. We have Paul Jennings and we have Bishop. Bishop, I'll let you go first this time if you like.
I can't see this creature from my what do you call it, position, right?
No, you cannot. The big room is, of course, it's a lot of plexiglass, but it's still all frosted up, so you definitely cannot see it.
Gotcha. Just wanted to make sure. And then what do you call? Oh, just as a free action, just let Kumiko know that whatever you're doing, do it fast. There's a lot of things going on.
I love
And
it.
and yeah, I'd be considered medium range away from them, right?
You would be considered medium range, yeah.
Okay. Darn. Yeah, because I just don't want to leave them in this in this one way only access room by themselves. So I'm going to continue to stand guard here, and maybe
Okay.
call to Jennings and to Walker to see if they can pull back here or
Okay.
maybe hold there.
Would you say you're using your fast action as an Overwatch?
Yeah,
Okay.
roughly.
So what will trigger your Overwatch? If what happens, this is what you do.
If it looks like I can't even see Walker Jennings from this position either. Darn.
No.
If I hear Jennings scream out in pain, I think I'll run over
Okay.
until I'm close range.
Okay. Okay. All right. That works. That is just fine. All right. So Jennings' turn. Jennings is looking at this thing that is just towering over him, and he is not. I don't think he's particularly thrilled about his situation. So he is going to attempt to pull back from this thing. Now, when you are at what's called engaged range, which is point blank range with an enemy, if you want to get away from that enemy, you have to make a mobility roll. If you fail that mobility roll, the enemy gets a free attack on you. So he is going to make his mobility roll. No modifiers.
Dice.
Wow, that's impressive.
Very nice.
All right, so he uses his fast action to pull back. That'll put him there, and then he's going to use a slow action to open fire at that thing, I think. I think that makes the most sense. So he is going to attack, and it's going to be short range, which is no change. He gets +1 for the size of it. 2 successes and a face hugger. All right. And oh, panic is a 7. Okay, well, you guys are going to get lucky on this one. All right, so he's going to do 3 damage to this thing, and this thing's going to roll its armor. Ooh. Okay. All right. All right, so none of you can really see Jennings. Actually, Bishop, I would say you can barely see like the back of Jennings, if that makes sense, around the corner of the room. And you can definitely tell that he has fallen back and then he stops to shoot at something. You all hear his assault rifle go off. He's the only one with one, so obviously you know it's him shooting. And Walker, you see this. Some rounds ricochet off this thing. One finds its mark, and a little bit of this nasty fluid comes out of the thing. Okay. All right, so the floor around him, as well as the outer wall, like that eastern edge, is all sizzling, and metal is just sloughing off and melting away. Some of the acid splashes on the curved part of the room that Kumiko Gutierrez is in. Yep, right there. And it actually just completely melts the plexiglass away. And when that happens, this of course catches her attention. She looks up and sees this thing, and has a brown alert moment. If you all catch my meaning, so she gains a point of stress. Alrighty then. We are up to number 6, which is Kumiko. Well, I'll ask you to do this in just a second. Actually, all right, I'll come to that in just a moment. Give me just a moment. I'll figure that out. I know, I'm babbling myself. Ignore me. All right, Kumiko is going to... she's very much set on what her task is. She pulls some kind of cord out, and she plugs it into an input jack on the terminal and plugs it into her PDAT. And she's going to make a Comtech roll. If I can find her character sheet, because I'm having a moment. Okay. All right. So obviously none of you really know what she's doing outside of what I described, but she's clearly connecting to this thing probably to get files. Number 7, right? Jane Wallen?
Yep.
Okay.
I will just move over to Kumiko and kind of have a look at what she's doing, and I'll tell her, there's this big, I don't know, monster outside, and they're shooting it. You should have heard the shots. We need to get out of here. What's going on? Can I help with anything?
She says, I just need to get all the data here. If we've got to get out of here, I got to at least get this data. Wallen, make an observation roll.
It's an interesting roll.
It is an interesting roll, a success and a panic. So go ahead and roll your panic. 9. Ooh,
Ouch.
that's a nasty one. What are you carrying?
I'm carrying a systems diagnostic D,
Yep,
a PDAT, and a motion tracker.
and a motion tracker. Okay, so where's my dice roller? Can I roll a D3? Won't let me roll a D3. All right, well, I'll just roll a D4 and ignore...
Oh, yeah, roll a D6 and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Well, that'll work. So rolled a 1. I rolled a 1. So what's the first item on your list? The Seeks and Systems Diagnostic Device?
The first one on the list is the PDAT.
Oh, the PDAT. Okay, so... all right, so as you look through, she is shooting through files on this terminal, lightning quick. Okay. I would say you did have a success, so I would say she's 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 she seems to be scanning these files like she's reading them, but I mean she's flipping through files like um I mean she only looks at any given one maybe for a second at most before she either deletes it or downloads it to repeat at and then moves to the next one. Like I mean she's going through probably 10 of these files in the space of 10 seconds, just lightning quick, right? Um the realization dawns on you that she's doing it too quickly for what a human being should be capable of doing. And when that realization strikes you, um, you drop your PDAT, and when it hits the ground, you hear the floor. When it hits the deck, you hear the screen shatter, and your stress level goes up by 1.
Ouch.
Awesome. Thank you. I think. Not really.
All right. So that was Jane. Okay. I guess we're moving on to Francisco Walker.
Right, so I'll use a fast action to run back towards the ladder tubes.
Okay.
All right,
Alright.
so I'm not sure how far that gets me. I think it talks about zones, so I'm guessing like right around here.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Okay.
can't quite get the icon in the right spot, but yep.
Okay, yeah, that's just you've got 2 grids here, one from the graphic and the one
Yeah.
from Roll20, but no big deal. Okay, so that's my fast action, and my slow action is to use, as a field commander, I can give orders in combat. Oh, as a fast action instead of slow action. Oh, I see.
Yep.
So I can do 2 fast actions as a field commander. Is that what it's saying? If I do one of them as a order?
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
And you can always substitute, just for everyone's knowledge, you can always substitute a fast action for a slow action.
Got it. Okay, so I use the fast action to run to this area here, and I give the order to anybody who's in hearing range. People, we need to get to the ladders. We've got an enemy to the east.
All right, go ahead and make a command roll.
All right, where's that? There we go. Command. Come on. Yes, for some reason it's not working. Hold on. Let me get. That's weird. Let me refresh the screen. Maybe.
Okay.
And while they're doing it, by the way, your video went out. Not that it's critical, but I don't see your.
Oh.
I see your avatar instead of motion.
Yep. Hold on, let me get that fixed here.
In case you were recording or something. The character sheet. Something's going wrong here. Let's just Walker character sheet. I'll try to roll it from in here instead of popping it out. Okay, so I need to do a command.
Yes.
Right. Command. And no modifiers. I
No.
can't tell. And I just
2 successes.
2 successes. Excellent.
All right, perfect. So what that means is because he made a command roll, saying everybody to get back to the ladders. Anybody who does an action that that is basically following that command, if they have to make a roll, like for instance, if one of you is in engaged range with an enemy and you have to make a roll to get out of engaged range, but you're trying to follow that order, you would gain 2 bonus dice. So,
Got it. And doesn't a command also reduce stress by 1 or something like that?
a command roll can actually stop a panic, an
got it.
ongoing
Yeah.
panic, if you command someone to you say to the Marine, hey, calm your ass down, or whatever
Right.
it is you need to say, pull it together. And now there is a skill that helps reduce stress, or a talent that helps reduce stress. I think it's called counselor.
Okay.
So
But that would be outside of
yeah.
combat, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we are on the Rhino Morph. The Rhino Morph is angry. It's very angry. And it is going to charge the guy who keeps shooting at it. And then, somebody do me a favor and roll a d6. A 4, okay? All right. Now, none of you really can see this, but what the heck? If I don't tell you what happens, it's no fun, right?
Right.
All right. So, this thing, as it charges Jennings, at the last moment, it pulls up short and it whips its rear end around, and this mammoth tail that is armored with the same chitinous carapace that the whole rest of this thing has on it swings around, and Mr. Jennings has to make a mobility roll. If I can get to the character sheet. Wow, too many. Oh, Mr. Jennings fails completely.
Ouch.
Question.
Yeah. Question? Yeah.
Do I like? I know you said before I can barely see like Jennings' back, but do I know if he's being under attack at this point?
Yeah, you're going to see it very readily because
Okay.
you see the end of this thing's tail. Of course, you don't quite know what it is, I guess, but for cinematic purposes, comes around and just whips his feet right out from under him. He falls flat, hard on the deck, bangs his head. He does get to make an armor roll.
Okay. So reason why I asked,
Mm-hmm.
I see that I have the bodyguard talent.
Yes, you do.
Would I be able to attempt a mobility roll? Because am I in short range? I should first ask, I
Yes,
guess.
you are in short range. You
Okay.
are in short range. Okay.
So would I be able to attempt that?
Go ahead.
All right.
Absolutely.
Good roll.
And you had 2 successes. So, seeing a Wayland Yutani employee under attack by something, you jump in the way and pull Jennings out of the way just in time. And instead of him going down, this thing's tail whips your feet out from under you, and you fall down, crack your head against the back of the deck. You have no armor, correct?
Let's see. And sorry, where would I see my armor?
On the character sheet, just below manipulation to the left, above the weapons. It's in the middle down. Yeah,
0.
0 armor. All right, so you take 2 damage. Mark 2 points of health off. And of course, you're a synthetic, so you take no stress. However, you are knocked prone, so just so you're aware, it takes a fast action to get up. All right, well, very good. Nice use of the talent. I like it. All right, so yeah, you're right there. Jennings is basically right there as well, and that is the end of the round. So we start back up at the top. We've got Bishop and Jennings. I'm going to have Jennings go first just because he's standing and you're not.
Yep, no, that's fair.
Jennings, I feel like I feel like he's got to keep trying to get away. He's going to make a mobility roll to try to pull out of range with this thing. He, all right. He didn't succeed.
Ouch.
Yeah, that's going to hurt. Someone roll a d6 for me, please.
Can do that again.
A 1.
Maybe I shouldn't have.
All right, so as he starts to get away, this thing lets loose this massive roar, and just inside its massive jaws, you see what almost looks like another set of jaws. You've never seen anything like it before, but it just charges Jennings and tramples anyone in the zone. So I am going to roll. I am going to roll 10 dice. Okay?
Okay.
And I roll no successes on 10 dice.
Ouch.
These aliens suck. Okay. All right, so Bishop, you need to make a mobility roll. Well, actually, you don't even need to. You don't even need to, because it didn't even succeed. So it charges the two of you and somehow just completely runs like right by you. That was incredibly impressive. I'm truly amazed. Okay. It was frightening, if nothing else, right?
Right?
Yeah, it's like 10 dice is good.
Number six is Kumiko. Oh, actually, no. I'm sorry, Bishop. I skipped you because Jennings tried to make the mobility roll to get away and it didn't work. So it's actually, I didn't mean to skip you. It's your turn.
Gotcha. So, what would standing up do again?
That's just a fast action.
Okay. Let's see. Slow actions. I guess. Would I? Dang. Trying to figure out. Am I able to just use a slow action to like just put myself between the creature and Jennings?
Yeah, I'll let you do that. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
All
That's
right.
what I do.
Perfect. All right, and then number 6 comes to Kumiko. Let me pull her character sheet up. I'm going to have her make an observation roll really quickly. Well, the thing is about that, though. I'm sorry. I have to make an adjustment. One moment, please. All right. Now, let me try that again. All right. As Kumiko is doing her thing, she looks over at Dr. Wallen, and her eyes open up just a moment as she's looking at you, Wallen, as she is probably realizing what you might have surmised. Okay? And she turns towards you and throws a punch at you. So she is going to roll close combat. And she whiffs.
All right. Well, that helped us out.
That's just great. I love it. I absolutely love it. All right, Wallen, what would you like to do?
Well, I guess one good punch deserves another.
All right.
And I try and headbutt her.
Okay. Make a close combat roll for me. Would you like to push the roll?
Definitely.
Okay. So add your point of stress and re-roll it. Oh, 2 successes. Look at that.
And with the stress dice.
So an unarmed combat roll does 1 point of damage, and of course you have an extra success for a stunt if whatever stunt you may wish to do.
Right. Give me kind of options in combat. Why don't we? I would just say extra damage.
Okay. All right. So you do 2 points of damage, and yeah, your headbutt it connects solidly with her nose, and she kind of backs off or steps back a moment, just not really expecting the ferocity of the attack, and she's holding her nose, and yeah, there's a white fluid dripping out of her nostrils down her lips. So that is confirmation that she is an android. Now, Wallen's really the only one who sees that at this point, so Wallen gains a point of stress for that.
And Wallen will yell out, "Kumiko's an android, and she's lost it. She's attacking me. Help! Help!"
So everybody else gains a point of stress.
Thank you for that.
Love you guys.
What are friends for?
If
Jennings
I'm gonna suffer, you're gonna suffer.
That's right. Jennings, his head kind of looks to the left for a second. He just yells back, "What are you talking about?" All right. Number 10 is Mr. Walker.
Right. So Mr. Walker hears that, also sees, I guess from this angle, can kind of see that the scuffle is happening with close range scuffle with the alien. He remembers that there's a flamethrower by the body where the acid hole is, not too far away from him.
There is.
He will fast attack, run. I don't know if there's a run or I guess it's a run to adjacent zone or engaged target.
Yeah, it's it would be just a movement. If you're just going to go to where it is, it's just a movement fast action to get there.
Got it. And then the slow action would be to pick it up, right?
Correct.
That's what I'm doing.
Okay. That incinerator, just so you're aware, in fact, I'm just going to make this easy on both of us. I'm going to add it to your character sheet really quickly.
Okay.
It'll be under the second weapon. It is an incinerator. It is 0 bonus. It is 2 damage. It's medium range. Fire intensity 7. Alright, and something else I'm adding to your character sheet. So I've added the weapon to your character sheet. Let me save it. Where's my save button? Oh, shit.
I see it here, incinerator.
Okay, it's showing on there? Okay, good.
Yeah,
all right, perfect.
I see it here, yeah. Damage 2, yep. Medium range.
Perfect. That incinerator... it'll do 2 damage to whatever it hits. It also subjects everything in the zone to fire intensity 7. Okay? So what that means is when you hit something in that zone, I'm going to roll 7 damage dice, and anything in that zone is going to take that fire damage. Okay?
All right, so remind me, because, again, I'm usually playing 5e, zone, would the zone be this entire room? Or the entire number 1? Is that how it works?
Yeah, the way the book explains it is zone is a room or a hallway. Unfortunately, this is a very large room, so this
Mhm.
room's comprised of multiple zones.
Okay, I get it.
I would say you're at medium range to the Rhino Morph, and
Mhm.
with the position of Bishop and Jennings being pretty much right next to it, they're in the same zone.
Okay, yeah.
Um,
So they're in the line of fire. Okay, so
Yep.
I secure the weapon. That spends my turn though, right?
Yes, it does.
Did,
It does.
am I able to tell how full it is, or is that something I'll have to
Yes,
do?
I thought I put it
Maybe you did.
under. If you look at your character sheet in the power area down in the bottom left, there's a 2.
Got
That's
it.
how much fuel is in it.
Got it. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
So 2 shots, right? Yeah.
Well, not exactly. The way consumables work in this game, when you use it, you're going to roll 2 dice, and if you get any ones, you will subtract those ones from the rating.
Got it.
Okay. All right. Someone do me a favor and give me a D6 for the Rhino Morph.
I've done it before. I shall do it again.
We have a 2. Well, considering you are standing in between it and Jennings, it kind of leans its head down low and then brings its horn up in a really nasty-looking attack. Let's see here. We are going to roll that. Ooh, 3 successes. So this horn, and you have no armor, so this horn just rips into you. There's white stuff going everywhere. You take 4 damage.
Ouch.
Yep. So mark off 4 health boxes on your character sheet.
Bishop is not looking good.
No, he took a nasty one right there. And we are to the top of the round. So that's Bishop and Jennings. Bishop, you can go if you like.
Well, it's the loss of my own functionality. I shall attack.
Okay.
With the blowtorch.
So you're
or the cutting
attacking
torch.
with the cutting torch. All right. So what you're going to do is you're going to on your character sheet down at the bottom where it says oh shoot, I didn't have your weapon in there. Oh darn it, that's my fault. I'm sorry. Just roll a close combat roll and add 2 for the cutting torch. A mod of 2.
So wait, would I just do I just hit attack then?
Well, yeah, you can do it that way. That's fine. You can hit attack and put in a mod of 2.
Okay. Not 22.
3 successes. Very good. So a cutting torch does 3 damage, and then you have 2 stunts that you can use on close combat.
Let's see. Let's combat. I want to do 1 to damage and then 1 to knocking it onto the ground.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, so you knock it down. And that does 4 damage. The shocking thing is your cutting torch, which will go right through any sort of alloy you could possibly think of, has no effect on this thing.
Well, it's been a pleasure working with you all. Probably gonna die.
Okay, and then one other thing you have to do, you have to make a power roll. Cutting torches at 5 power. So, I don't know if the character sheet lets you do a power roll or not, now that I think about it.
I see power, it just says 0.
Okay, yeah, that power should say 5. So edit that to 5, and then click on the word power, and it should do a power roll. Okay, you're good. All right, so your cutting torch lost no power from that usage.
So is the alien at least knocked down on the ground?
It is. It is.
Sweet.
Yeah, your cutting torch did not seem to cut through its carapace at all, but it did knock it down
Gotcha.
from your attack. So, we are at Jennings. I am going to let Jennings retreat if I can find him. There he is. Because of the way this has gone down, he's going to go this way. And I'm not going to give the alien an attack because you knocked it down. It doesn't really make sense to me that it gets a free attack at that point. So I'm actually going to let him retreat. And because Jennings doesn't give two craps whatsoever about androids, he's going to open fire at this thing. He doesn't care much for androids. Those pesky androids stealing good human beings' jobs. All right, so he is going to attack with a 1 mod submit. 1 success and a panic. Panic rolls 4, so he's fine. So he has 1 success. That weapon does 2 damage, and the creature gets its armor roll. Yeah, you watch in surprise as his assault rifle rounds just bounce right off this thing. So that didn't go very well. Number 6 is Kumiko. Kumiko Gutierrez. Well, realizing that she's in quite literally a knockdown, drag-out fight with Dr. Wallen, she's going to make a close combat attack. Oh, shoot. I'm sorry, I rolled Wallen. Party foul. GM fail. There we go. That's what I was going for. All right. She had 1 success. Now, Wallen, you have not acted yet, so you have... you can use a fast action to try to block that attack if you like.
Yes, please.
All right. Make a close combat roll. Wow! So, as strong as Gutierrez is, and she definitely feels strong, she is clearly not trained in combat, and or in hand-to-hand, and you're able to knock her clumsy attack away. And, which immediately moves to you. That puts you up. And your fast action's gone, so you have a slow action.
I tried to headbutt her again, seeing that seemed to have worked last time around, and I don't want to scratch my nails.
There you go. 4 successes and a panic. Roll your panic, please. Oh, a 12. That's not good. That is not good. So, the stress of the whole thing is just getting to be too much. There's this giant alien monster that you know is just not dying, and you realize you're fighting against an android that you didn't know was an android, and you can't bring yourself to do it. You just scream at the top of your lungs. The good news is your stress level goes down 1. The bad news is all other PCs' stress level goes up 1 when they hear the scream.
Awesome.
So, okay. We move on to Francisco.
Okay, hearing the scream after securing the flamethrower, I will use a fast action to close distance to where the opening of the lab is, so I can also keep my eye on the Xeno and the 2 employees in the lab.
Perfect.
So that's my fast action. Do I just automatically see what's going on in there? Or do I have to spend something?
Obviously, because these combat rounds are relatively short, so you move in just as so you see they're obviously involved in
Something.
in some sort of scuffle, and it's not two women fighting over a boyfriend. It's something serious.
Right.
And then of course there's that giant hulking creature that's not far away from you, about 8 or 10 meters away from you.
Yeah, and I can't see around the corner, but I'll probably see Bishop in some sort of disrepair, correct?
Yes, correct. Yeah,
I
he's
look like I'm on my last leg.
On your last leg. Well, okay. Machines can be replaced, people can't, so I'm going to light them up.
All right.
Nobody
Sorry,
cares
Bishop.
about the artificial human.
So the range is short, which is no bonus or penalty, and you get +1 for the size of the thing.
Okay, so +1, but I do the incinerator.
Yep.
I attack, and I do a +1. Submit.
2 successes, but 2 panics.
Holy shit.
Make your panic roll.
Okay. Panic is at the top, right? Yeah, there it is.
Oh, it's rough. That's rough.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah. Whether it's because Weyland-Yutani employees are turning on each other, or there's this alien monstrosity, or the fact that Bishop, a great piece of equipment, if nothing else, has been gored and is gushing white fluid everywhere, you hesitate and you freeze. So you're. Oh wait a minute. I'm sorry. Don't you have nerves of steel as a?
I do. Subtract 2 from all panic rolls.
Subtract 2 from all.
Yeah,
panic
sorry
rolls.
about that.
No,
sorry about that.
That's okay. That's okay. So your attack does go off. However, the stress of it all has you trembling uncontrollably. So any future agility rolls are at a -2.
Okay.
But your attack does hit. And an incinerator does 2 damage, and then just roll 7 6-sided dice for the fire, please.
7, right?
Yep.
2, 3, 4, 5. I don't. How do I get more
if
than?
you just click the die icon, it brings up a dice roller.
Oh, nice. Okay, so I want to do 7. Right? No. Hold on.
Yeah, just set the roll.
I see it now. I got
6.
it.
Yep.
I got it. Advanced roll 7 and D6.
Oh, okay. All right. So your flamethrower scorches the area, but doesn't really seem to set anything on fire. But you do hit this thing perfectly in the backside with your flamethrower, but it just doesn't seem to penetrate the armor on it.
Holy shit. Okay.
What
happens to Bishop?
Bishop was fine because your flame intensity did 0 damage. So.
Oh.
Yeah. Roll. I do need you to roll 2 dice for the fuel on that thing.
Yeah.
So just roll 2d6 or you can hit the power button. Yeah, there you go. So the fuel dropped by 1 on it.
Okay. Got it.
All right. The Rhino. Go ahead, Bishop. Give me a d6, please.
Oh, hang on, sorry. My cat's cutting my. There we go.
A 6. Oh. Okay.
What was he? He was rolling in armor. Is that what you said?
No, he was rolling a d6 for the Rhino's attack for me.
Oh, for the Rhino's attack. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so Bishop can't hurt people, but he can indirectly kill you via the Rhino.
Yeah.
The Rhino, the Rhino Morph, it kind of hunches back a little bit, and its jaws open up, and it kind of goes. It makes this weird, bizarre, terrifying gargling sound, and then all of this yellow green acid just comes out of its mouth and drenches Bishop.
Mm.
Bishop, you take 3 damage from acid.
Yeah.
What does that put your health at? How much damage have you taken, Bishop?
That would be a -2.
Oh, so you are over the limit, are you?
Yep. So just to make sure though, because my strength says 7, so my health would have been 7, right?
Correct. Correct.
Then yeah, then I'd be at a -2.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and roll a d6.
Okay.
A 2. The acid pours all over you, but it seemed to go rather low, and it just completely melts your legs away. Your torso falls to the floor, and you're nothing but a torso, arms, and a head. Your legs are completely gone. The damage to the floor underneath you is extremely substantial as well. The floor is eating away, creating a hole that's leading to the lower level. All right.
Good times.
Yeah, great times. Of course, you're technically not dead yet. I'm not dead yet. I'm getting better.
It's but a flesh wound.
That's right. That's the beautiful thing about gamers. They all know those movies. All right, so we're at a 5, which is Jennings and Bishop. Did you rotate Bishop?
Yes, I did.
You're always looking down. That's funny.
Just
I
like,
like I like it. So, Bishop, because of your status, there's not a whole lot you can do. There's not a whole lot you can do. Obviously, you can talk and you can attempt to crawl, and that's about it.
yeah. Yeah. I'll probably just start crawling the other way since there's a giant hole in front of me.
Yeah. All right.
You can crawl to the rhino and try and bite it.
Don't bite your legs off.
What are you gonna do? Bleed on me?
That's right. That's right. I love it. Jennings is feeling good that he thinks he can make something happen here. He's got the range. He's got it all figured out. His NGS or NSG-23 assault rifle has a full auto mode, and that's what he's going to do. He's going to take aim, and he is going to unload his entire clip at this thing.
Okay.
Which,
Question.
please
Sorry.
go ahead.
Would I be able to move?
Yeah. You can crawl. There you go. Yeah, that's
Okay.
fine.
Let's make sure.
Yeah. That's all good. It's perfect. So he gets +2, +1 for the size, and +2. So he gets a modifier +5 to this attack.
Oof.
And submit. And it only rolled his stress.
Yeah.
Well, that's new.
Interesting.
That is very interesting. All right.
Why did it do that?
I
That's
don't
weird.
know. Well, all right. Here's what I'm going to do because I don't want him to lose that stress roll. Because it would be unfair if he panicked at this point. Oops, that's not what I meant. Where's my dice roller? I am going to. So he would have had. Let me calculate this real quickly. I'm sorry. He would have had 12 dice that were non-stress. So we'll roll those.
Ugh.
Wow, that's amazing.
Jesus Christ.
Really doesn't matter, does it?
Well, this is Alien, so.
Yeah, it is Alien. What do you think? Is he going to push the roll? Does he push the roll?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he pushes the roll. So
Well, that rhino, definitely.
yeah, all right. So he's going to push the roll. So we're going to try that again, and let's hope roll 20 acts properly this time. There it goes.
Yeah.
All right,
Right.
so
Wow.
he did have a panic, but he's got a total of 4 successes. Let's see what his panic does. Let's see what his panic does. His panic's a 6, so he's holding it
Sweet.
together. So he does 5 damage, which is a pretty impressive shot. The thing does have armor. Oh my god!
Jesus Christ.
6 successes on the armor roll. Jennings is realizing he might have made a mistake, because that did no damage whatsoever. Wow, that's unfortunate.
Doesn't everybody get a +1 for stress for auto too, or is it just the shooter?
just him.
Just the shooter?
Yeah,
Okay.
so his stress is up to 5, and he has to reload on his next round. So that was shockingly ineffective.
Oh my god.
That's this game. All right. It's Kumiko's turn. Let me look at her character really quickly. There's not much for her to do except to just make a good old attack against Dr. Jane Wallen. 2 successes. Jane, you want to block with a fast attack?
Of course.
All right. Give it a ring, or a roll, a spin, whatever. Oh, 1 success. So you can push the roll if you like.
We will push it.
All right. Okay. Roll your panic. An 11. Yeah, so you freeze up. Actually, it's more than that. So she clocks you, okay? You take 2 points of damage, and you start to bleed. So could you explain where you're bleeding from?
I guess the nose.
Okay. All right. So, Francisco Walker.
Can I react to that, or can I?
No, go ahead, please. What would you like to say?
So basically, as she hits me, I will kind of try and just take a little step back, hold my hands to my nose, and say, "Don't hit me anymore!" And I kind of cover my nose, trying to stop the bleeding, and say, "I'm sorry. I won't do anything." And I try and cover to the floor, to the wall, and kind of cover my nose.
I'll give you that. Absolutely, I will absolutely give you that. I will say it takes your slow action.
Right. Yes.
And I will also, because the 11 on the panic says seek cover, so I'll actually count that as cowering in there, kind of against the wall, maybe between the crates. I'll kind of count that as seeking cover, so you can reduce your stress 1.
Right.
And Francisco, you see that go down, so you actually gain a point of stress.
Awesome.
I just basically don't want to fight an android. I'm not going to win here. I'm just, trying to cover in submissions.
Perfect. And that brings us to Francisco Walker.
Well, as I am in the opening of the door, I see the melee between one female and what I now realize is an android who was or is my boss. I don't know, but I've got my close friend Jennings, right? Jennings. Jennings, that I know was being attacked by that Xeno, who is still on the ground, I'm guessing, or did he get up?
It has not moved yet, so it is still on the ground.
Okay, I'm
sorry. He did get up because then he vomited acid. So he
vomited, but he's standing up. Okay, but I'll turn my attention away from the scuffle that's going on in there and torch the Xeno again with the torch.
Okay.
So here, let's see, this incinerator.
Yep.
And do I get any modifiers for that?
You get a +1 for its size, and it's
Wow.
short range, so there's no penalty there.
Okay, so
3 successes. Wow, you also did get a panic, so roll your panic. Wow. You just can't take it anymore. You won't attack anybody, and you won't attack. Oh wait, -2.
-2. That's right.
11. That's right.
Thank you for. I keep forgetting my.
That's right. So
Which not as bad, but still not helpful.
Not as bad, but still not helpful.
Yeah.
So you have to seek cover. So what direction are you going to seek cover?
Well, 10 isn't 10 trees?
Oh, it's an 11.
Oh, that's right, because it's 13. So seek cover, yeah. So I would go to the nearest place to seek cover. The platform is partially raised. Is there, I'm assuming there's machinery underneath the platform that raises
absolutely, yeah.
So I will go and seek cover behind that machinery because that's the closest thing.
Absolutely. So you're kind of in that ballpark somewhere
right
over there.
here.
Yep. Okay, perfect. All right, your stress goes down 1. Jennings doesn't see it, and Wallen doesn't see it, so you guys are good there. And that brings us to the Rhino Morph.
Oh wait, I got to do a power. I got to do a power roll too.
Yes. So roll. Okay, so you're good.
All right.
The Rhino really at this point could care absolutely less about Bishop. I think it's safe to say. So, all right. So it runs this way at Jennings. And then, Bishop, give me a D6.
Whew, buddy.
Oh.
A 4. All right. So the tail comes out again.
I know I am but half of what I used to be.
But you're the most important half.
Can I attempt to use my bodyguard again with some negatives?
Yeah, I'm going to say no. There's no way you can move that quickly. But it was worth asking.
Arm strength, just leave.
Can I grab its ankles as it runs by? All right, so 4 successes, and Jennings makes a mobility roll. Jennings makes a mobility roll. Where is his mobility? There it is. Submit. 2 successes and a panic. Well, that's not going to do it. Panic roll of an 8. All right, so it doesn't really matter at this point. Well, I guess it does because he's trembling and has -2 agility. All right, so this thing's tail swings around and knocks Jennings to the ground. He is going to make an armor roll. Oh, no successes. So he takes 3 points of damage. 4 points of damage. And his stress goes up 1. And he is knocked to the ground and has to make an additional panic roll. Because this thing just knocked him to the ground. All right, so he's trembling, but no one who can gain stress is there to see it. So, okay. Wow. Bishop, what can you do at this point?
I am willing to just crawl over and grab this thing's ankles.
Okay.
Just to be some sort of a detriment to it.
I'll let you do that. Make a close combat roll at a -2.
Okay, so close combat, my attack -2.
A success. Look at that. So I will say that you have caused no damage, obviously, but you have grappled this thing. You have grappled this thing to an extent. We'll see how that plays out. Jennings is going to use his fast action to stand up, and then he's going to use his slow action to move. And because you have this thing by the ankle, and we'll say it's distracting it because all of a sudden this pest has shown up that's halting its movement, it's not going to get a free attack on Jennings. He's going to haul over that way. So a 6 becomes Kumiko. Wallen, do me a favor and make a manipulation roll for what you said to Kumiko. One success. All right. She kind of looks down at you, gets a little bit of a smile, and she's absolutely sure that you're not an issue anymore. She turns back to the computer and keeps doing what she's doing. And then that puts us on Wallen. Now you had to seek cover, which means after one round you can act normally. So you're technically not allowed to act this round.
Right.
Okay, so then we will move on to Francisco.
And I'm seeking cover as well, right?
You are seeking cover this as well. So again, this round you cannot act, and that moves us to the Rhino.
But you take the stress level decrease at the beginning, right?
Correct.
Not at that. Okay.
Correct.
Good.
The Rhino is tired of this this being that keeps trying to engage it, and is going to make an attack against this thing wrapping around its ankles. Make a D6 roll, Bishop. A 1.
Yep.
Okay. It tramples you. This could hurt you more than me.
Damn, I was really hoping for like nothing.
Well, I've say the way I roll for xenomorphs, it could very well happen. All right, so you're already critically damaged. Make a D6 roll if you would, please. A 1. All right, this thing stomps all over you. You lose its grip on it, and it has ruptured your fluid pump. You lose your next slow action, which basically means your next round you can't act. Okay, so back to the top of the round. We've got Bishop, who unfortunately has a ruptured fluid pump, and then we've got Jennings. Jennings is going to use a slow action to reload his assault rifle. I need to pop his character sheet and remove one of his reloads. And then he's going to use his fast action to run over here. Seems to make sense to me. Let me remove one of his reloads, and if I can find it, there it is. Very good. Okay. And that puts us on Kumiko. And she is continuing to tap away, and then she disconnects her PDAT from the computer. And that is her round. Wallen, you are able to act now.
I'm still staying where I am.
Okay. All right.
Keeping an eye on Kumiko.
Absolutely. And Francisco, you're able to act now, correct? Yep.
I am, and I am in line of sight of Jennings, right?
You are.
All right.
And you notice that he's trembling uncontrollably.
Okay. Look here real quick. Fast action, slow action. Okay, so I am going to which do you prefer as a GM? Do you want to hear what's going on inside the character's head, or you just want to see action?
No, go ahead. I'll listen to what you're thinking.
So Walker is a short timer. He's ready to get out of the system like ASAP. Jennings is one of his friends and also somebody he's been in a lot of action with. He does not know either of the two women, one of them presumably being an android. I don't know who it is. So he doesn't want to see any more of this. He'd rather see his family. So he says, fuck it. I'm going to get out of here, and does a hand and arm signal to Jennings as a command.
Okay.
As a fast action for him and Jennings to exit through the corridors and go upstairs back to the ship.
All right. So go ahead and make a command roll.
Sorry, ladies.
Yeah. Big money, no whammies.
And no modifiers, right?
Correct.
All right.
4 successes and 2 panic.
Fun.
All right, roll your panic.
All right, panic, which is a -2 that I'll remember. So 9 minus 2
is a 7.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, that's the nervous twitch. So,
don't I do 2 panic rolls though?
Oh, you do 2 panic rolls, and we pick the worst result. That's correct, because you roll 2 panics. So.
All right, so I'll do another panic, and then the worst result. Oh, come on, please. Shit. So -2 on that, which is a 9.
9. All right. Well, it's still not as bad as it could be.
No.
So what all are you carrying?
I have a flamethrower. I have a pistol. I've got the flashlight and a PDAT. Other than the riot vest I'm wearing.
Right. All right. So you drop your PDAT on the ground.
Okay.
Yep, you drop your PDAT, because obviously you can't drop the riot vest because you're wearing it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that was your fast action. You did have 4 successes, so and then you have 1 action left.
1 action left after motioning to him is to. That's going to be I did a fast action, so I have. Do I do 2 fast actions because of command and then 1 slow?
No. It just because normally using command would be a slow action.
Got it. Okay, so I'm going to use. I'm going to head towards the ladders. I don't know if that's a slow action or if that's a.
It's movement. It's a fast action. So you can put yourself right up to the ladder. You're still on the level, but you're basically at the landing.
Right.
Okay.
And I'm going to take the one that we came down here with, so not to run into any obstacles. There might be another one.
Sounds good.
So it's that one.
All right. The Rhino Morph, now free, is going to move here, and then it's going to move here, because it's chasing its prey, which it now sees. But that's its action. It can only it is all it can do. And that puts us to the top of the round, which is Bishop. I don't know what Bishop can actually do at this point.
Contemplate my life decisions that brought me here.
Yeah, I get that. Jennings did reload. Jennings is going to... He's actually going to move here. And then he's going to move here. Let's say right there. So he comes running across, but when he gets here, he stops, and he's looking back towards. He's looking back towards the airlock. And then that puts us on Kumiko. She runs through the airlock, and then comes down to Jennings. And then that puts us on Wallen.
Wallen will follow. Well, yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. Perfect. And then that gets us to Francisco again.
All right. Let's see. What Overwatch is? It's probably not the same thing that's in my head. Could you just describe Overwatch
Yes.
to me?
Going into Overwatch is a fast action. Okay.
Okay.
So it basically reserves a slow action for something that happens. So basically, you're going into Overwatch, so you say, if this happens, then my Overwatch will trigger, causing me to do this.
And it doesn't have to be your turn to do that,
Correct.
right?
It'll happen at any point later in the turn. Or before your next turn, I should say.
Okay, so I see Jenkins over here. Or why do I keep calling him Jenkins? I must know a Jenkins from my former life. Anyway, so I see at least one of the team down here, Jennings.
Yep.
And last place I saw the Xeno was up towards the top. So I gain a little bit of courage, and my training kicks in, and so I will make my way back to the corner here to create an overwatch for the Xeno that's coming down this corridor.
Okay.
And I'll hold there.
Okay.
The Overwatch action being shooting the flamethrower.
Good enough. All right. And let's see here. So that puts us to the Rhino Morph, which for its fast action is going to move to here, which I assume will trigger your Overwatch.
Correct.
So take your shot.
Take my shot with my incinerator. Come on.
+1 mod for size.
That's right.
Yeah.
One success, one
and a
panic.
panic. Yep, roll your panic.
All right, let's see what happens. 9 minus 2, 7.
7. Oh, okay. So the nervous twitch. So your stress level and Jennings' stress level and Wallen's stress level all go up 1.
Okay. But I hit, right?
You did hit. You
Okay.
did hit. So let me get Jennings' stress up to snuff here. All right, perfect. So you did 2 damage. Oh, shit. Sorry. Where'd my dice roller go? Where did my dice roller go? It only my dice roller is missing. That's weird. It must have gotten buried behind something. There
Want
it
me
is.
to roll?
Nah, I got it. All right, so the flamethrower hits it, but the fire doesn't seem to. Well, the blast from the flamethrower doesn't seem to affect it. Now roll your 7. Just roll 7 dice for the fire intensity. Just 7 6-sided dice.
Got it. Let's see. Whoops, nope. Hold on. I just lost everything. God damn. Okay, 7 6-sided dice. No, why does it keep doing? Wait, how do I do that again?
Hit the open up the dice roller and go down
Right.
to the advanced roll.
Oh, advanced. Got it. Yeah. Okay. And how many did you say? 7?
7.
7 d6.
All right. So you have set it on fire. And go ahead and make your fuel roll, if you would, please.
I will. Fuel roll.
Wow, that's amazing. No, you're good. So it's still working. All right. So the Rhino Morph's second move is going to be to move right up on you, since you just attacked it. But it can't attack, because that's both of its actions this turn. So, oh boy.
Okay.
I'm having a little trouble centering this all of a sudden. There we go. Top of the order gets us to Jennings. All right. Jennings is going to take aim, which gives him a +2, and fire at Kumiko Gutierrez. it's close. It's engage range, so that's a -3 penalty, but he gets +2 for aiming, so that's a total of -1. He fires his assault rifle at Kumiko Gutierrez.
Ooh. Okay.
4 successes, but 2 panics. So let's see what his panics look like. Well, so that didn't happen. So instead, he just runs for the ladder. Yeah, he just runs for the ladder. So his fast action gets him there, and then for his second action, he actually is he's actually climbing up. He loses a point of stress, but Francisco and Wallen gain 1.
Okay.
Well, that didn't work. Kumiko runs to the ladder, but she actually, to symbolize this, and we'll move him there. Jennings went up. She actually goes down. All right, Wallen. What would you like to do?
Is there any place to get a weapon from?
There are. Well, you know what? That's an interesting question. I'm gonna do something a little different. What type of weapon are you thinking? Are you thinking a ranged weapon or a melee weapon or?
A ranged weapon would be useful.
A ranged weapon would be useful. You haven't seen anything. It doesn't seem like the weapons locker upstairs was large enough for several weapons, but there were none in it. And obviously,
yes.
Francisco found one. You guys found the one at the corpse, but other than that, you haven't seen anything resembling a ranged weapon.
But in that case, I'll just run after Kumiko.
Okay, so you run to the ladder and you're going down as well.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right, and that puts us to Francisco, right? Yep.
Yep, that's me.
Okay.
Okay, I am going to see next to the Xeno. There's no penalty for disengaging, right? In RPG, or is there?
You have to make a successful mobility roll. If you fail, the Xeno gets a free attack.
Let's see. What would I do? On a flamethrower, does this proximity get me in the zone of?
It does.
It does. Okay, so yeah, so I am going to beat feet and follow Jennings.
All right, make your mobility roll.
Oh yeah, I got to do the mobility roll first. That's right. Oh good, I get a +3. No modifiers?
No. A success, but 2 panics. So roll your 2 panics.
Awesome. Panic and panic. So a 7 and 11.
All right, 7 and 11. So an 11 is the one that takes, and that is a seek cover.
Okay.
So that's kind of a weird one because the creature's going to get a free attack, but at the same time, you're still going to run away. Bishop, you want to give me a D6?
Sure thing.
A 1. Oh, so as you run, it charges you.
Excellent. Does it? Do we use a just like a D4 for the direction, or do I get to choose where to run?
Well, yeah. Tell me since your requirement is to seek cover, which direction would you be seeking cover?
Up the ladder.
Yeah, so you would be running that way. So then he's yeah. Okay.
So I would be there, but he would be hot on my tail.
Yeah.
And I got to do. I already did the panics. Okay.
You already did the panics. So he actually tramples you.
Oh.
So you don't even get to the ladder. He basically runs past you and tramples you. Roll your armor, please.
Good thing I'm wearing my protective vest. Armor is... Where is armor?
It is on the character sheet just below the. It's just above the weapons, I believe.
There it is. Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's
There
all
we
good.
go. And no modifiers?
No modifiers, correct. No successes.
Ouch.
All right, so you take 2 points of damage,
Excellent. So I got 1 point left.
and your stress goes up because you took damage,
Okay.
and you are knocked prone,
Prone. Excellent.
and you have to make a panic roll.
Oh, all kinds of fun stuff.
It just doesn't, eh?
No, it doesn't.
-2, that's a 12.
That's a 12. So you scream your lungs out for 1 round. So your next round, you will be screaming, which will
Okay.
actually lower your stress level. So that's a plus.
Yeah, decreased by 1, but everybody can hear me. Goes up by
Goes
1.
up by
Oh,
1.
no. They need to make an immediate panic roll.
Oh, is that it? You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. So we'll get to that in a glorious moment. But that makes it the Rhino's turn. Let's see the D6, Bishop. See what you got for me.
All right.
A 1. It turns around and it runs right across you again.
Awesome.
It had 2 successes. You're already prone, so you can't avoid it.
Right. Armor or no?
Yes, make an armor roll.
Oh, boy. 1 success.
1 success, so you take 1 point of damage.
All right, so I'm at 0, so unconscious.
You are broken.
Broken.
So roll a D66.
D66?
Yeah,
okay.
the character sheet, it's closer to the top.
Yeah. Oh, closer to on the character sheet.
Yep.
D66. Wow. Holy
A 26. All right. So as it runs past you and over you, you feel something in your shoulder. Something crushes. We will say, let's just give us on a 1 to 3, it's the right. On a 4 to 6, it's the left. It's the right. Your right shoulder has been crushed. Your right arm is useless. And because you are broken, you can talk and you can crawl, but that's about all you can do.
Okay.
All right. That was the Rhino's turn, so we're up to Jennings. Now this is interesting. All right, let me... Well, I'm just going to... So, Jennings has been climbing the ladder, obviously. And, you hear from up the ladder, you hear him yell, "Shit!" And then you hear the sound of his, and then you hear, well, let's make sure you hear it. Let me make a roll for him here. Character sheet, come on. Well, the character sheet load. There it goes. It wasn't cooperating there for a moment. 1 panic. Oh, okay, all right. So yeah, from up the ladder, you hear him yell "shit," and then you hear the sound of his underbarrel flamethrower. So not sure what's going on there, obviously, because you can't see it. Bishop, what direction are you crawling? Because even though your fluid pump is ruptured, you can act now. I guess the system bypasses, so you can start crawling a direction.
Oh, well, if that's the case, this direction.
Okay. All right. Um,
Yeah, I'm just gonna be making a giant lap around, basically.
um, Kumiko reaches the bottom level and goes through the entrance there. Meanwhile, um, that brings us to Dr. Wallen.
I followed Kumiko
Okay. All right.
and keeping
So,
my eyes open for any weaponry.
okay. Yeah. When you get down to the bottom, she has crossed the room. You're obviously in a reactor room. The reactor is there. It is on. It is clearly in some sort of low power mode, which shouldn't surprise you at this point. And it has been damaged from the acid that ate through the deck above, where you guys found the corpse. And she's obviously standing there trying to figure out what her next play is. Um, and that brings us to Francisco, who is broken. Oh, and the thing trampled you again. I'm sorry, I should have moved the token. So now it's over
Oh,
here.
oh, excellent. Do I have to re-roll it? Oh no,
Oh no, no,
that's from before.
that's from
Yeah.
before. Correct.
Yeah.
So you can crawl.
Okay. I can only crawl. I can't do anything else,
Correct.
right? I can't spin around and try to torch this thing. No. Okay.
No. Unfortunately, you cannot make attacks. You can crawl and you can speak.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna start crawling towards the ladder. I don't know why, but it's exit. So I don't know how far I get, but
it's what
that
you
probably
can do.
seems right.
Yeah, I'll get you. I'll get you to the landing. Yeah, that's
Okay.
fine. And then the Rhino Morph doesn't really have much choice in the matter, does he? Bishop, give me the die 6.
No.
Well, he can't make it up the ladder, so he's a little big for that. He reaches down and chomps you with a massive set of jaws with metal teeth.
Oh, awesome. Does it feel good?
Oh, well, it all depends on what you're into. I can't speak for that. That is a shockingly bad roll. Roll your armor.
All right. Yeah.
All right, so you take 2 damage, which means you're already broken, which means you take another critical hit. So roll a d66 for me.
All right.
A 46. Oh, that's bad.
That's bad.
That's bad. It chomps right into your abdomen, and you can feel you can feel something burst inside your gut. It is not good.
Spleen.
Yeah.
Right.
Would you make a stamina roll, please? With no, just ignore the stress dice.
Okay, so stamina.
That's under strength.
Strength.
Yep.
Got it. Ignore the stress dice.
Yep.
So 3 failures.
Oh, but the stress dice don't matter. So you had no successes, but you had no failures. Okay. You obviously you don't know exactly what's wrong, but you're bleeding. There's things coming out of you that you're pretty sure aren't supposed to come out of people. This is not good. If you don't see medical attention in the relatively near future, you are going to die. There's no question.
Got it.
All right. And that puts us to the top of the round. That's interesting. Jennings is up there, and you hear his flamethrower go off again. Oh, I did not make a power roll the first time he used it. I'm sorry. Let me do that really quick. Lee, and that was fine. All right, so he is going to use that thing again. That's good. He did have a panic. Let's see what happens there. Oof. All right, so he doesn't use his pain flower. Instead, you hear Jennings from up top just screaming, absolutely screaming. His stress goes down one. Of course, yours goes up one. I don't know that really even matters.
That's okay. I'm at 10 now anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
0 health, 10 stress.
Yeah, you're maxed, so it doesn't. It's not that big of a deal. All right. Kumiko Gutierrez, is looking over this thing, and she is going to make a heavy machinery roll. Not that she has any idea what she's doing, but she's going to make the roll anyway. And look at that. She goes to work on the Wallen. You see her as she, after looking at this thing for a moment, she goes to work on the reactor. She seems to have an idea what she's doing. And that brings us to your turn. What would you like to do?
I would want to start searching around for a ranged or fighting that melee weapon.
Make an observation roll. 2 successes. Well,
nice.
You know what? Yeah, you find there's a handful of tools. I don't have a map for this level because, frankly, it's just one room. It doesn't really need a map. There are a handful of tools here, including a maintenance jack, which would probably make a decent club. But there is also a Watatsumi bolt gun.
I will bolt gun.
Yeah, I thought you might. Let me go to your character sheet, and let me put that sucker on there for you. Weapon 1 name, and I'm just going to call it bolt gun because Watatsumi, I don't want to take the time to figure out how to spell that. That is a medium range weapon. It is single shot, armor piercing, 3 damage, and you should see that on your character sheet.
Yep.
Perfect. All right. So picking it up is a fast action, and you have a slow action.
Can I shoot Tatsumi in the back of the head?
You can certainly try. Go ahead and make a. Range combat roll. Thank you. Gosh. It's close range, so there's no modifiers. It's just a straight roll.
Yeah, hopefully she doesn't see me, and
Wow.
apparently she doesn't see me.
Wow. So she has no armor. The bolt gun does 3 damage automatically. Just automatically does 3 damage. Let me pull her sheet up. And you have 3 stunts to use.
Range stunts. I will take. Yeah, no, I'll just do damage with all of them.
All right. All right. Oh, wrong chart. Darn it, just hit my mic. Didn't mean to. All right, so you pound the bolt gun. You don't hit her in the head, but you hit something, and she just goes down as in a heap as her legs no longer seem to work. So yeah, that was pretty successful. You broke her, and yeah, you took her legs out. All right, perfect. And that was your fast and your slow. So we have poor Francisco.
Yes, poor Francisco. Poor Francisco is going to lie there, put his personal item, a signature item, his wedding ring engraved with his wife and kids' names, and just put it to his heart and start rubbing it.
Oh,
All right.
That's it.
I like it. I like it. I like it. And that brings us to the Rhino Morph. The Rhino Morph actually goes over here and then disappears
Well,
up there. I'm
okay.
just going to move him off to the side. And then something else appears. Crawling through the opening between the cargo lift and the ceiling, you see this.
baby Rhino Morph.
It's
Looks like a wasp.
it looks awful like one of the giant hornets from the planet you guys came from, but it's covered in an alien chitinous black carapace. It's and Francisco, you can take a point of stress, but it doesn't matter because you're maxed out.
Yeah.
Okay. Top of the order. Top of the order. And I need to do one thing here. All right. So it's Jennings' round. Jennings' turn, or yeah, his round, I guess would be the way to say it. All right, he's gonna give this the old college try, I think. Character sheet, and I'll give that a -2 because of its position. Submit. Wow. Wow.
Mm.
So this thing that you see right here, all of a sudden a gout of flame just appears from somewhere above it. You know, from the level you can see the flame through the opening, and it just engulfs this thing, and its wings curl up all melted, and it falls off the cargo lift and is just apparently completely dead right there on the floor.
Oh, nice. Nice.
That was impressive. All right. Brings us to Kumiko, who is in much the same situation that Bishop's in. There's not a whole lot she can really do. She just she looks at Wallen and says. "Who do you work for?" You know, her voice is all gargly because there's, you know, the white stuff coming out of her mouth. And that's all she does. Your turn, Wallen.
I look at it, look back at it, and I say, "You attacked me. I was just trying to get away from the monster." And I bend over and kind of, with my foot, scrape her PDAT towards me.
All right.
I pick it.
Perfect. Perfect. All right. So we've got wow, that's okay, so that puts us on Francisco. Who I don't know what he can do, but we're going to give him a shot.
I can still crawl, right?
You can still crawl.
So I'll crawl into the actual platform, and then yell up for. Why do I keep saying Jenkins? Whereas it's right here at the bottom, isn't it? It's
Jennings. Yep.
Jennings. Yeah, okay, he's not at the bottom. That's why I don't remember. Yeah, so I'll yell up for Jennings for help.
Okay. All right. And Jennings, you hear Jennings kind of reply, "I've got my own problems right now."
Okay. And I will continue and to lay there and welcome darkness as my only friend.
Well, the good news is your wound is a shift before you die, so
Okay.
you do have hours unless you take
Okay.
even more damage. All right, so that brings us. I'm just going to show you. Well, it's too much to switch between screens, so I'm not gonna. I don't think I'm gonna do that. Yeah, it's too much to switch between screens. All right. Can you, Bishop? Do you mind rolling me a d6, please?
Shabam, 4.
4. All right. Oh, darn it. My dice roller. There we go. Ooh, okay. And I'm just going to make this easy on myself since I have it right here and makes my life easy. Ooh, okay. You hear Jennings cry out from above. Sounds like a cry of pain. Not sure, obviously, what happened because you can't really see what's going on up there. And oh, what's a 10? A freeze? A freeze. Okay. All right. All right. And that brings us back to the beginning. Jennings' turn is nothing. Bishop, you're just going to keep crawling your way, I imagine?
Yep.
All right, that's fine. Um, Kumiko is going to ineffectually pull herself towards you, Wallen, but there's not really much she can do to you. So it is your turn. Keeping in mind the bolt gun is a single shot weapon, so it is empty. You would have to find more bolts if you wanted to if you wanted to reload it.
In that case, I will look for more bolts to
To do so.
get a
Yep.
magazine.
So I'm going to say it was pretty simple. You found the gun so easily, and it would make sense that more bolts would be right there. So you find 4 additional bolts. Picking them up, of course, is a fast action. And then if you want to put one in, the gun only holds one at a time. If you wanted to put one in the gun, that would be your slow action.
Yes,
Okay,
I will
perfect.
do that.
All right, that makes sense. All right. Francisco is doing his thing, I suppose.
Yeah. Just waiting for
Waiting for whatever
something.
occurs.
Yeah.
And all right. Can you, Bishop? Can you get me a D6, please? 3. Okay. All right. Well, there we go. Uh-huh. And then we're going to do this. All right. Where am I looking? What am I trying to do? Somebody help me. What am I doing? I know what I'm doing. There we go. Okay. Obviously, something's going on to Jennings. You can hear something going on upstairs. It's, or up the ladder, I should say. You hear him cry out in pain again. Oh, I'm sorry. This was, I ignore stress dice on this. So, yeah. D66. Oh! You hear some sort of clattering, a shout or scream from Jennings, and then his body goes falling past you down the shaft.
Oh, jeez.
And there's a wet smacking sound as he hits the bottom. pretty sure that he's a goner. He's done for. Wallen, Jennings' body hits the ground, or hits the deck, having fallen through the shaft. His head is crushed in.
Oof.
He's there. He's definitely dead. And I guess technically you need to take a point of stress for seeing that.
Yep.
All right. We're up to the beginning of the round. So Jennings is dead, so we don't have to worry about that. I'm not dead yet. Nope, you're dead. Bishop, you can continue your crawl if you like.
Yes.
And
Yes,
Francisco, you technically also can crawl.
I'll stop fumbling with my ring and draw my pistol.
Okay.
And that'll be my action.
All right. And let's see here. We've got Kumiko really can't do anything. I kind of skipped over everybody. I got out of order, but that's okay. Jane, Dr. Jane Wallen.
This body that just fell down the stairs, does it have a weapon with it?
It does not have a weapon with it. It does have he does have his riot vest, which is a 4-armor vest. You could I would say it would take you a fast action to get it and a slow action to put it on if you wanted to, but it does not have a weapon.
Yep, I do that.
Okay. All right, so you can add a riot vest to your character sheet, and you can put 4 on your armor.
Will do.
All right. So, yeah, things are looking ugly.
Pretty bleak.
I'm coming for you, Francisco. As long as stop doing stuff to do, you know.
Yeah.
Yay.
You better come fast. Because 3 more of these things are climbing out of the ceiling.
Oh.
These 2, the 2 on the right, I guess you would say, are a bit larger and seemingly more vicious looking than the other one.
Oh.
And that is their round, which will put us back to the beginning. Now, what happened to my initiative?
Yeah, it disappeared.
Yeah, it did disappear. I'm not sure what happened there. That's all right. That's all right. I'm not going to sweat it too much. I'm just going to make a manual roll if nobody cares, because I got. All right, perfect. All right, so on a 6, we've got Bishop, who would like to crawl which direction?
This direction.
All right, go ahead.
Oh, I already moved myself.
Oh, you already moved. Okay, perfect. Kumiko is crawling towards you, Wallen, across the reactor room. Not that she can do much else. Before it's Jane's action, we have these 3 beasties. This one, for its fast action, is going to come right over to Francisco.
Awesome.
And it lands on top of him and pretty much grabs a hold of him with 6 segmented insectoid legs. This one flies over to Bishop. This one just kind of hangs tight, buzzing around. This one lands on top of Bishop to do the same thing, and then suddenly just doesn't. Doesn't seem very interested in Bishop. Alrighty then. Which I guess technically the 2 of you are overlapping.
Mm-hmm.
And that brings us up to Wallen.
finally, I get to climb up the ladder.
Yep. I would make it a fast action, get you up to this level, which you can, of course, you can exit on this level, or you can keep going up, or whatever you want to do.
I have a look around, and if I see Francisco, I will kind of get to the point where I want to get to him so I can drag him up with me.
Well, Francisco, you see Francisco, but he's got this insectoid black thing that's on top of him. It seems to have wrapped its legs kind of around him as if it's going to pick him up.
Is this about the size of a man, or is this?
Yes, it's
big.
Yeah, it's big. It's easily the size of a man.
Okay.
Well, in that case, I'll just hang around a little bit to see what this thing does.
Okay. All right. All right, and then that moves us to Francisco's turn, who is technically broken. What would Francisco like to try to do?
Francisco would like to take his pistol, say goodbye to his wife, and shoot himself in the head.
I like it. I'm not going to make you roll for that. It's a beautiful cinematic moment, and it has to happen.
Okay.
So I love it.
The gun jams.
I absolutely love it. And then the insects get to act again. This one buzzes over to Wallen. Give me a D6, would you?
1.
A 1. Okay. It just kind of buzzes around you, Wallen. It doesn't really do anything. It might be threatening or cause stress to someone if they could take stress. But the white liquid running down the front of your face from where you covered up when Kumiko hit you in the nose probably would indicate to anybody that you don't take stress, because you too are an android.
Yep.
So you can remove your stress. This guy flies over here but can't really get to you, so he doesn't know what he's going to do. And then this guy flies over here, and then he flies up into the cargo bay above. Right. So moving on with our turn order, we get back to wow, who's left alive?
I crawl.
You crawl. Yep, you keep on going your way. This thing moves on a 6, so it is going to attack. Can I get a D6 from you, Bishop?
3.
A 3. Oh, that's interesting. It rears up and it rears backward and it shoves a stinger at you, Wallen.
Oof.
Oh shoot, there we go. Oh,
Oh.
oh boy. The dice tell a story. Wallen, you do have 4 armor now, so go ahead. No armor. All right, so interestingly enough, the thing just tries to it just seems to impale you with the very tip of its tail. You take 1 point of damage, and you can feel as this thing has injected something into you, but you're not organic. So whatever it is, you don't think it's going to affect you.
Wait, you're talking about Wallen, or?
Yeah, Wallen.
Oh, she's synthetic too?
She's synthetic as well.
Oh, I missed that part.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because she got punched in the nose by Kumiko, and she
Oh, that's
immediately covered it
right.
up, and yeah, so.
Okay.
What's your health at, Wallen?
I've taken 3 damage now.
Oh, what's your health?
Um,
Your strength
it
is.
seems to be. My strength is 3.
Alright, so technically you've taken a critical hit, so roll a die. 1d6, please.
1d6.
A 3. Okay. Give me one more d6 roll for me, please. Alright, this stinger, whatever it did, it damaged something. Your left arm isn't working now.
Well, thank you for the gift of the biological sample, but no thank you for that arm, you silly little hornet.
It is your turn, sir. Or ma'am, I should say. Sir and ma'am.
I'm just hightailing it for the shuttle, basically.
Alright. I would like you to make a mobility roll, please. One success. So yeah, you start up the ladder. With one action, with your fast movement action, you make it up to the cargo bay level. Okay, and that buzzing sound you heard in the cargo bay level is definitely very prevalent now. Let's get to the cargo bay level. Let me just drag everyone over so everyone can see what's going on. Is everybody there?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
All right, perfect. Oh yeah, this is where we left everybody, right? Oh, that's the main deck. Shoot, I went to the wrong.
Yeah, this is main deck.
Whoops, there we go. Darn it, I did it again. GM fail. There we go. All right. Everyone can see station sublevel 1?
I got main deck.
Hold on.
Main deck.
Hold on. Yep, my fault.
There we go.
All right. And Wallen is basically right here.
Yep.
And the you can definitely see this nasty bastard is buzzing around up here. And there's definitely more than just him in there somewhere. So you use one fast action to climb to this level. I assume you want to keep climbing.
Yep. I'm just keeping.
You're just going to keep going.
Yep.
Bishop, if it's okay by you, I'm probably going to start ignoring your turn at this point.
That's fine.
So we are going to bring up the main deck now and put everybody there. And let's get all these icons off. Alright. Alright, so Wallen, you you climb your way up to the main deck. You hear the buzzing sound behind you. One of these hornet wasp things is definitely following you, but I suppose the shaft is probably a bit more difficult for it is than you are, if that makes sense, for it than you.
Yep.
So you make it up to the main deck, and there's the airlock door, which I'm assuming you run to and go through.
Yes.
All
I
right.
double climb it to the lock.
Yep. All right. You're not looking back. You're just running. You're through the airlock into the umbilicus, and you make it to the other side, to your ship side. What's the next move?
I close all hatches that I need to close, and hopefully I can get the shuttle to leave and fly away to my secret rendezvous spot.
Yep. So you, yeah, you get the hatch closed, and you know if you could sweat, you'd be sweating profusely while this happens, knowing this thing isn't far behind you. You catch just a glimpse of it as you get the airlock door shut, and you hightail it up through the shuttle to the bridge. Um, and then when you get there, you stop cold because there's something on the bridge with you. And there
Of course
is.
there is.
Of course there is. This one is somewhat similar to that rhino thing you saw before, but it's obviously much smaller. It stands on all fours. It's about 3 feet at the shoulder. And it sees you and hisses. So I am going to ask you for one final initiative roll. A 6. Okay. I have a 6, a 7, and a 10. So I will let you act first, because I'm that kind of guy. You have a fast action and a slow action, and I will say you're at short range. You have like stopped dead, just dead of going on the bridge, and he's on the far side of the bridge. So what would you like to do?
Can I, with a quick glance, try and figure out what its intentions are or what it's kind of thinking of me?
You know what? You have a talent, don't you?
Yes.
Called analysis, I think, or breakthrough. Either way.
Yeah. Oh well, Yeah,
Yep.
breakthrough.
Breakthrough. So breakthrough allows you to just automatically succeed on observation roll once per game, right?
Yes.
Okay. It. You get the sense that it's looking at you. But it doesn't have eyes. You've never seen anything quite like it outside of the creatures that you've just seen. But it's it's if you felt such a thing, you would almost feel it radiating just evil and hatred for all living things. But you're not a living thing. It seems to turn its head slightly, almost as if regarding you, and it hisses once, and it's got metal teeth, and this vile fluid drips from its jaws. Not acid like what you saw before, but just a nasty goop. And then it turns away from you and kind of crawls into a cubby hole on the bridge and climbs into a ventilation duct.
Oh, you're such a cute little baby. I'm sure my employer will love you. Thank you for not making me kill you.
Not to mention spray acid all over the bridge controls. I still need those.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Dr. Jane Wallen, what would you like to do?
I would like to get the heck out of here.
All right. You're not a pilot by trade, are you?
No.
No, you are not. So I am going to ask you to. I'm going to ask you to make a piloting roll.
She's got a secret spot that she needs to rendezvous, but she's not a pilot.
Yeah. Okay. So you operate the controls as best that you know how, being that you're not a pilot, and you pull away from the station, and there's the screeching of metal. You might have hit the station. You're not sure. stuff is being torn, stuff is being damaged. Would you roll a d6, please?
Oh,
That is absolutely amazing. How is that possible? Whatever you did, some sort of power overload happens, and it goes right through the piloting station and gives you a jolt. Would you roll one more d6 for me?
oh.
It completely overloads your network, and you shut down.
Oh, Jesus. So let's see. We've got Bishop still crawling around, right? And that's about it.
And that's
Yeah.
about it. And that might be a story for another day.
Yeah.
Because the creatures are not interested in him because they're of no use to him, and yeah, and well, Dr. Jane Wallen, who is secretly a LaSalle Bionational agent, will she ever actually be found by LaSalle Bionational? We have no idea. 'Cause
And will the finders survive to find her?
that's right.
Right.
Wow, this was I hope you guys enjoyed this. I really do.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, this was good. It was solid.
Yeah, good. I'm glad to hear that because, like I said, I hadn't played this one yet. So,
Hmm.
Yeah, it was fun.
good.
Deadly, but fun.
Yeah, deadly.
Definitely was interesting.
Hmm.
Well, it's got to be deadly because it's alien. If it's not deadly, it's
Right.
not fun.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. A couple spoilers since you can't play the same scenario with the same group of players, right? It doesn't work. A couple spoilers if the Rhino Morph. So what was going on here is that, and Kumiko Gutierrez knew this, but Wallen Yutani was shipping animals up from the planet to impregnate with eggs. Following what happened on Fury 161, which is Alien 3, if you remember, they had a suspicion that the alien would take on traits of its host creature. So, right, so they sent some, LV-881's got these giant 5-foot-long hornet things, so they sent some of those up. The first things they sent up were basically a bunch of wolves, just a local canine species. And they created a couple of these dog runner aliens, which escaped early on. They thought they eliminated them, but they never found one, and they just figured it died somewhere, and they never found it in the ventilation shafts or something. So then they continued on their work, and they impregnated these hornets, which the cells, you never got to investigate the cells. The cells are hardened titanium with concentrated sodium hydroxide in between layers of titanium, so it neutralizes acid, and they have flame units built into the ceiling. So if the aliens get too reckless, they hit the flame unit, right? And then LV-881's got these giant rhino things that are almost impervious to fire, which is one of the xenomorphs' weaknesses. And you guys never found the video file. Well, Kumiko Gutierrez did, but you guys didn't. There's a video file where a blonde-haired Asian woman introduces herself and says, I'm going to paraphrase Jurassic Park, we were so caught up in whether or not we could, we never stopped to consider whether or not we should. And they created one of these Rhino Morphs, which was impervious to the flamethrowers and tore its way out of the cell. And then it proceeded to free the Hornet Morphs. There was another flamethrower. It was in the northern hallway of sublevel 2, next to a corpse that had been completely trampled to death. And you would have found flame marks as well, which would have been an early clue that flame wouldn't hurt it much. But there were, it's still an extra weapon. It's a chance. The big kicker to this was the Rhino Morph has a relatively low observation. He's passive to the PCs, meaning he's just thumping around. He's not paying any attention. So unless you stumble right on him, he makes an observation roll when you guys enter the level. If he succeeds, he starts heading your way, and he did. He only has a 6 observation, and he rolled 1 success, so he started heading your way. There are 6 Hornet morphs. 3 of them are drones, which are very easy to kill. 1 shot from a flamethrower or an assault rifle will kill them automatically. There's 2 warriors, which are a little tougher, but not too bad. And then there's the queen, which you should never really run into. And they have a whole big nasty hive in the upper left corner of the cargo bay, which you can't see without light because it's too far out there and it's too dark. The 2 remaining scientists are in the cargo bay at the hive, both morphing into eggs. And one of them is still conscious, which creates a really nasty surprise if you find her. That's actually the one that was on the video file. So there's a lot of ways this could have played out, and here's what's so Francisco, what was your secret agenda?
Let me look it up again. I should have this memorized, right? Bio secret agenda. Agenda: make sure the station is secure and help Gutierrez with her priorities. Also, find out if there's a traitor on the team, who and why. So I think we got into a fight before I could even execute that.
Yeah.
So I kind of overrode the agenda with this is his last mission. So he's not going to want to die during his last mission.
No, I got that. I think that's in the spirit of the character, absolutely. Bishop's agenda is pretty straightforward, isn't it? It's go ahead.
Yeah. Mine was. Let me just pull it up. Protecting the mission, company assets, and personnel are all that matters, even at the loss of my own functionality.
Yep. Which you played perfectly. I love it. Jane Wallen, your agenda?
Yes, my agenda is a few paragraphs. I work for LaSalle Bionational. I am a android Hyperdyne A2 model, so I can kill humans. And my mission is to grab all information about the experiments and rendezvous at a secret, coordinate to deliver it to my company and grab any specimens that I can as a bonus.
Yep.
So I was getting all excited when they were grabbing Francisco to go, hey, Francisco, thanks for escorting my biological specimens, but that didn't quite work out.
And Paul Jennings, things kind of went south for him way too quickly. His agenda, he is a Weyland-Yutani employee who is very disgruntled. He felt that Weyland-Yutani really never lived up to its promises of a lot more pay than the Marine Corps. His 401ks weren't doing as well as the administrator said they would, and he's looking for an opportunity to make bank. And LaSalle reached out to him. So his agenda was to get project data from the station and do it without getting caught or noticed. Find some way to sneak a specimen out with you. And he utterly failed, unfortunately. He just didn't have the chance. And then Kumiko Gutierrez, is originally from the Philippines with a Latin father and a Japanese mother. She's dangerously ambitious and wants to be a VP before 30. She knew everything that was going on the station, of course, as far as what the experiments were. Of course, she didn't know how it had gone wrong. But here's the note. Gutierrez is also an android, and she doesn't know she's an android. Okay? She has been taking with the thought process of a synth designer forefather, she was gifted memories for the whole purpose of making her appear and believe that she was human. Even the player doesn't know she's human. Wallen, the player, knows she's human. With Gutierrez, only I know she's human, and of course that's supposed to be a big thing, even to the player. But her agenda is
human or synthetic?
I'm sorry, synthetic. Sorry, synthetic.
Right.
She doesn't know she's synthetic. The player doesn't know she's synthetic. Only I know that. When she her agenda is to secure all data from the station, eliminate all evidence, including the station itself or anyone who finds out what the station's crew is up to. So she wanted to get the reactor going so that the reactor would then, Mother would then come on board on the station, online on the station, and tell everybody that you got 20 minutes to get off the station before it blows up. So. And then the crates in the cold room were cryo crates. 2 of them had xenomorph eggs in them. 2 of them had hornets. 1 of them had a giant snake, and 2 of them had more wolves. So anyway.
So a fun station.
Yep.
Yeah.
To visit.
Yeah. Well, they thought they had it all figured out. You know.
Sure.
Yeah, that's how it always works.
What's that?
That's how it always works. They think.
Yeah. The scientists, even when they have the best intentions, oftentimes don't know what they're getting themselves into. And unfortunately, in Alien, the scientists often do not have the best intentions.
Right.
Other than that, I really appreciate you guys playing. I hope I can invite you to play another game.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is fun.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Good
my
job.
Information.
Nice job running it.
Thank you.
Yep.
I really appreciate it. Oh man, I forgot the background music as we were going through. Man.
Yeah, it's okay.
Well, especially once the shit hit the fan, it hit pretty hard.
Yeah. Yes, it did. Hey, just a note, when you emailed me, you may have either that portion and that email is down, or I didn't type it right, or you didn't get it. I'm going to text you another email, not text, but just give you my Gmail address just in case you need to email me anytime. So I never got the
You never got the PDF? Oh, shit.
No.
All right.
That's okay, because it just redirects to my Gmail. It's just that thing can be
It might have been a copy paste error here.
Nah, it's fine.
Guys, sorry to interrupt, but it's 8:30 this side, and I have to start work. So thank
all
you
right.
very much.
Yeah. All right, Bob. Nice playing with you.
See you guys.
See you, bud.
Thank you. All right. Yeah. Let me send that PDF to you right now. Horizontal send. All right, sent. You should see it any moment. All right, cool. Well, a couple of my kids are about to be home very shortly.
All right.
So I'm going to log off. Thanks again so much, guys, and I will keep an eye on your messages. I'm not sure what the next one I'm going to run is. I've got a couple different one-shots I could run.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, there we go. I got you.
All right, cool.
Awesome. All right.
All right.
Thanks, Marty.
Thanks, you. See you guys next time.
Okay, bye-bye.